This is Joseph Von Schmidt, PWA International Champion, and you are watching The Squared Circle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is April 21st, 2015. Welcome to another great, exciting edition of the award-winning Squared Circle. I am your host, as always, Hollywood J. Williams. I'm here with Mr. Dangerous Dan Hoff. How you doing tonight?
Evening.
Evening. John Zimmerman is out this week, enjoying a well-deserved vacation, and in his place, the incomparable Roberto Gonzalez.
Hello, how you doing?
RJ, one of the great students of PWA Youth, joining us once again. And how you been? How's the recovery going?
Good, actually. I see the doctor on May 1st, and I should be back next month, hoping. And when I get back up on there, then we'll continue going where we left off at the at the very beginning.
That's very good. That's very good. We're very, very excited to see you get back to doing what you do.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's going to be really great. We got jam-packed information hour. I loaded up here. I got as much as I could. I spent over an hour researching for you fine folks out there, and we got a couple interesting things I came across here about an event at Citi Field, home of the Mets, which we'll talk about towards the end, and an independent show coming to Bridgeport, which something was given to me too. But let's start with, we usually start with WWE news, but lately I kind of want to get in the habit of not just always starting with WWE, but once in a while we're going to rotate, and the rotation has came up where TNA Impact, we'll talk about that. We'll got some negatives here. We'll touch on them as quickly as we can, and then we'll end that conversation on a positive note. But to start out with the bad news, TNA and Taz, Peter Sanarkia, have parted ways. Well wishes were tweeted out by Executive John Gaburick, I should say, as well as President Dixie Carter. So everything is, they're parting ways cordially, professionally, no hard feelings. What had happened last week was Taz did not attend the voiceovers for Impact. Josh Matthews did it by himself. He did a great job, I might add. There is a situation here. I don't know how true it is, but apparently what the reports are on the internet, it's not that people aren't getting paid, there's a slow process. I think the computer system's been getting bogged down a little bit. They might be, could be because of the conversion from Spike Television to Destination America. That might have something to do with it, but apparently there's been problems with people getting paid. Like I said, it's a system. The system collects, verifies, disperses checks to the people that they need to go to. They're even talking about the UK tapings back in January, and it took a while for the checks to come in. People got paid for that event over the past 2 weeks. What do you make of all this, Dan? I mean, it's something we have to touch on.
Okay, first thing, bro. Why is Taz leaving a bad thing? Taz is just a placeholder. His announcing credibility has slipped over his course of tenure when he was at TNA.
I liked him.
It's just always the same thing. He really adds nothing to the matches.
You never really liked him.
I believe that's one of the reasons he was dismissed from a company up in Stanford, because he couldn't quite cut the mustard.
That's what you understand.
That's what I understand.
But what about this?
As far as the payroll item, what I've read on that, and what I've seen from other TNA talents who have came forward defending the company, such as Havoc.
Right.
The talents have been paid now, and it's merely they were in transition from going from one payment system to another payment system, which is commonplace in any business.
A lot of companies endure the same
whenever you
thing.
go through any
Right.
switching over, there's going to be a little bit of lag.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but I mean.
It is unfortunate.
Right, and I can imagine some people not being happy about it. I mean, everybody has bills they have to pay, and if I don't have the money in my checking account, then I can't give the people I owe money to, my money.
Speaking of money, Hollywood, where's the staff pay? Roberto, have you got your staff check yet?
Not yet.
I'm telling you, Hollywood, what's going on with this?
He's not through his probationary period yet.
Roberto doesn't need a probationary period.
Yeah.
The man starts at the top of the mountain. He doesn't need a
You
probationary
got to
period.
work your way up. I mean, he's climbing the ladder.
Climbing, he's at the top. Roberto's a superstar.
You're at the top.
Roberto's a superstar.
He's
Treat the man-
a bigger superstar than you are?
Well, he's a bigger superstar than you are.
I don't know
Nobody's
about
bigger
that.
than the dangerous one.
I don't know about that. On the 8th day, I said, let there be North Haven.
And behold, there was North Haven.
And behold, there was North Haven. So it's an unfortunate thing with companies. I've seen things like that in different industries before. So hopefully it gets all corrected. I mean, I don't know the solution to the problem because I'm not a payroll expert.
Apparently.
Apparently, from what you're saying.
I mean, Mr. Zimmerman had to take a vacation this week because you didn't make his payroll.
No, it's a well-deserved. He has his vacation check coming.
And from what I
3 days
understand
or so.
with Saru, there was money spent there to try to do a job, but you haven't paid the staff. What's going on with that, Jay?
I didn't pay anybody anything about any monkeys. I think we've covered this before.
We have covered it numerous times, but we have yet to get to the bottom.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. So, payment issues, hopefully they get resolved with TNA soon because, I like to see people get what they deserve, definitely. That being said, let's go to a lighter note. Impact Wrestling on Friday evening. That show's gaining ground. It's gaining tremendous ground. We keep talking about it every week about how much that product has improved since they've gone to Destination America. And I was really impressed with this week's episode. The Hardys captured the vacant tag titles in a 4-way match. Just amazing. Kenny Key and Low Key, known as the big part of the Beatdown Clan, EC3 and Bram, and Austin Aries and Bobby Roode were the other teams involved. And the Hardys have once again, or have for the first time, I should say, became the TNA World Tag Team Champions.
They have. I'm sure that'll increase the following of the product. I mean, many fans out there are Hardy fans. They enjoy their tag team work.
Right, definitely.
And I'm definitely one of them, too.
Right. If you know anything about wrestling in the last 20 years, about tag team wrestling, you know the name Matt and Jeff Hardy and how synonymous they are. And it's taken them a long time to get belts once again, but once again they have gotten there. It's taken a while.
Well,
I think it's been over 10 years since they've had tag belts.
It's taken a while, and it's taken a while in TNA. And the one question that comes to mind is many wrestling fans will remember Jeff Hardy had a probation.
Right.
So does him winning the tag team belts now mean that his probation period is legally over? or what's your take on how the belts will be defended, guys?
Well, it depends. I mean, if his probationary period is over, it means he will be allowed to leave the country. One of the stipulations to his probation was he was not allowed to leave the United States, the continental United States.
Yeah.
And they, just like the WWE does, they have tours in England and Europe. They go up to Canada. So on those cards, you kind of want to have a tag title defense. So I'm hoping that his probation period is over, because it would really be good to see him in the UK or in Canada, France, Italy, or even the Orient, to Japan, to defend those belts proudly. So it's either that, or they have absolutely no desire of having a tag team title defense on other continents or in other countries.
Or
It's one or the other.
Or even holding the tag team title belts either, because for you to be a champion, you should be able to defend the titles every single week.
Right.
And knowing that they took about 10 years to win the titles, only great teams take time. That's the way I see it. They needed to take some time to be able to win the titles, like every great team should, as always. You know, they should take that time to win the titles and keep it that way. That's what makes a great team. A great tag team, you know, the person inside and out, and hopefully the probation is all set and done, and he can go around and do what he does best.
Right.
And that's perform every week.
He's one of the greatest
One of my
performers. Hardcore,
Yeah.
definitely.
Cross him
Tables,
to the-
ladders, and chairs matches. I remember the Hardys and the Dudleys
And Christian and Edge.
and Christian and Edge tearing it up
Definitely.
back in the day.
Then, of course, May 8th will be a live TNA Impact on Destination America, because TNA is gearing up to begin to do more and more live impacts and start to move away from doing so many taped impacts,
Right.
which having somebody like the Hardys hold the tag team straps on those shows would be tremendously beneficial to the company.
Exactly. I think going forward with live programming week after week is definitely a step in the right direction. They tape so many episodes at once. They tape like 3 or 4 weeks of programming at once.
Right, and unfortunately, when you do tape, there's a lot of people that'll skip ahead, read the spoilers, and once they read the spoilers, won't bother to watch the program because they already know the results.
Right, they already know the results, or watching the program won't be as enjoyable if you already know what's going to happen. I mean, SmackDown gets taped on Tuesday and airs on Thursday night. I mean, they have trouble with spoilers. But,
Right.
of course, they're saying, yeah, SmackDown is just a repeat of Raw.
Well, that's your take, and largely there's a lot of raw material on there, but they do actually manage to slip some new action in there once in a while.
Once in a while.
Yeah, some of the things, most of the things, come from Raw, but they do have their own things as well. But, you know, Raw's the big #1 brand, so everybody
Right.
knows that.
But next week, too, on TNA, and my hat's off to them for doing this, because it's high time that we see this on national television. We have a night of knockouts. Knockouts-themed Impact for next week. The only male match in that whole card is going to be Kurt Angle versus Eric Young for the TNA title. But besides that, you're going to get treated to a night of knockouts. The knockouts, the women's athletes in TNA get to shine.
And
So
one,
they better have their game faces
and
on.
one has to wonder if TNA can step up to the plate, produce a program full of knockouts women action. Why doesn't the company up in Stamford also choose to highlight their female roster? And I challenge them to put on a Raw full of women's matches.
That's definitely a good challenge. But next week you're going to get treated to Terrence Harrell versus Awesome Kong for the Knockouts title. #1 contenders match between Angelina Love, Gail Kim, Madison Rain, and Brooke Tessmacher. And the TV debut of the Dollhouse, Marty Bell and Jade. Jade is also known as Mia Yim over on the independent scene. We have a call on the line. Live on the Squared Circle. There he is. How you enjoying your vacation, man?
I earned it, man. I definitely earned it. I'm having a blast.
Wow.
I went to see our brothers over at the Squared Circle restaurant in Chicago.
You went to see the Squared Circle restaurant in Chicago. Did you tell them about the Squared Circle television show up in North Haven, Connecticut?
I sat down with Lisa Maurice hosted, and he treated us to a nice meal, gave us a bit of swag, and he wants us to come down and visit again, and hook him up with some of the tapes of our show so we can show them in the restaurant.
That's amazing.
So you'll be having to go to the Squared Circle restaurant and watch the Squared Circle television show.
So if I go down there to Chicago, I mean, they better treat me with some respect because, you know, I could say something about this copyright infringement here, but I'm gonna let it slide because I think it's great that we have the advertising, though.
Absolutely. He loves us, man. He sat down, like I said, he treated me to a nice meal and gave us some swag. This was a great afternoon. The Squared Circle host at the Squared Circle restaurant, and I think I gained back the 10 pounds what I just lost.
That means you're going to have to start running these road races with me, that's all.
Working hard, right?
That's it. You bet.
I understand somebody's in my chair.
Yeah.
I'm actually in your chair, which is the executive producer chair, but we have Roberto here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roberto's in the seat that normally I occupy. Actually,
Okay.
Roberto's this way.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad you came down. Thanks for filling in for me.
No problem. Anytime.
You hold it down the floor?
Yep. No problem.
Excellent. Excellent. I don't want to take up all your time. I'm really happy that you're there. Sorry I couldn't be there to see you in person.
All right. No problem. Whenever you come back down, you know, if you want to see me, you know, I'll come down. No problem.
Excellent. Excellent.
So where are you headed off to next?
I'm on my way home. I'm in the hills of Pennsylvania right now.
Ah, beautiful. Amish country.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they're watching us in Amish country.
Well, they should start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the whole world should start.
They raised the barn and I raised the ruckus, brother.
Hey, don't you always?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's a great time. And if you go on our Facebook group page, right, you can see me at the Squared Circle supporting the PWA. You can also see me at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame supporting the PWA.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, too?
Yes, sir.
You're rocking on, huh?
Yep. We're hitting all the hot spots.
You're going to go through New York, you might as well stop through Times Square then, too.
Save that for another trip. But, yeah, I'm going to issue a challenge. Everybody, box your PWA gear and take your picture in front of famous man bars. Send them in. Let's see how many different places we could represent the PWA.
That's all.
That's about it, man. I'm just driving in. I'm on my hands-free device, mind you. I'm not driving in texting and driving and holding the phone.
No, I don't want you doing that, believe me.
That's correct. We don't do that.
Nope.
We're law-abiding citizens over at the Squared Circle.
That's right.
You got to set the example there, Ruckus.
Absolutely, man. So, fellas, have a great show, and I will see you next Tuesday.
We'll see you next Tuesday, John.
All right, fellas.
Enjoy
Thank
yourself,
you.
man.
All right, good night.
Good night. John Zimmerman calling from out in the road. Definitely. But getting back to TNA and the Night of Knockouts, and you want to see a Night of Divas for WWE Raw.
I would love
Yeah.
to. I would love to see a Night of Divas. I'm sorry, Roberto.
Or SmackDown, either or would be good. Raw would be really, really good, but either if they don't do Raw, at least do SmackDown at least. Get something in there.
Both the TNA and WWE, I do feel need to increase the amount of female performers that they have. You know, it will. I mean, my hat's off to them with what they're going to be doing on Friday night, but I think there needs to be an increase. I wouldn't even mind seeing, even if you want to project it out a year or two, have an entire brand put out by either one of those companies, or even Ring of Honor for that matter, where it's totally all it is women.
Well, TNA did do I believe, a one night only Knockouts pay per view, and now they're doing their impact with the Knockouts theme
Right.
on their what would be considered their mothership of their program.
Exactly.
So, like I said, they're raising the bar. It's time for Raw to step up and show us what their Divas division can do.
Exactly.
Certainly, the women are talented. They deserve the chance and the opportunity. There are many very talented, athletic performers in the field, and they need to.
Right. This tops what TNA did several years back when they had as the main event Gail Kim versus Awesome Kong. Where I think Awesome Kong beat her for the belt. I don't know. I don't remember who won that, but it was the first ever to see that as first ever to have two women, a women's match for a main event, for
Right.
a major telecast.
And you certainly are a Gail Kim aficionado there, Jay.
I love Gail Kim.
Oh, we know.
I'm a Gail Kim guy.
We know that. I won't go there.
Hey now. But then we have the debut of the Dollhouse coming up Friday night with Marty Bell and Jade.
You're going to play with a dollhouse.
I don't play with dollhouses.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Let's hope not.
This Jade, I hear a lot of good things about her.
Well, I'm not too familiar with Jade myself. Roberto, are you familiar?
No, I haven't heard about this person yet. Hopefully.
That's the same person.
No.
We'll have to wait and see. Maybe we'll have Asian versus Asian, Gail Kim and Jade.
That'd be interesting, and certainly, if you can't be an athletic performer, be an athletic supporter.
That's it, right? But definitely tune in. I encourage everybody to tune in this Friday night to Impact for that Night of Knockouts. But moving right along, the third biggest in the major promotion in this country is Ring of Honor, and Ring of Honor is going to be doing some great things coming up in the next couple months with dates where they will be taking on competitors from New Japan Pro Wrestling. May 12th and 13th in Philadelphia at the former ECW Arena. They also have some other dates scheduled for a second card in Toronto. But I have information concerning the 2 nights they will be in Philadelphia. Japanese wrestling, if anybody isn't familiar with it, it's just it's totally different from American wrestling. It's a lot more edgier, hard-hitting, let's just say, in your face. I understand it's even talked about when they go to talk about sports in the news. They actually cover professional wrestling.
They do.
They don't do that here in this country, but out in Japan, that's how serious they take professional wrestling. They fill the Egg Dome, the Tokyo Dome, every time there's professional wrestling in it. Swarms of people come out, and they're dignified because that's, the Japanese people are very respectful when they're watching something. They don't make a lot of noise.
Yeah, they're very quiet.
Very, very quiet. They applaud when they, like this, when they see the moves that
They like.
they really, really like. So anybody that isn't really too familiarized with Japanese wrestling and wants to be, I would encourage them to take a ride down to Philadelphia and check this card out. Night 1 of this Ring of Honor versus New Japan tournament in Philadelphia. I have the matches here. Bear with me. I don't really speak too great Japanese. Tanahashi and Jushin Liger take on Red Dragon, which is the team of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. We have Ring of Honor Tag Champions The Addiction, Daniels and Kazarian taking on the Young Bucks, as well as Tag Team Champions The Kingdom, the IWGP Tag Team Champions, I might add. The Kingdom comprised of Matt Taven and Michael Bennett with Maria Kanellis. Ring of Honor TV Champion Jay Lethal takes on Watanabe. Michael Elgin takes on Tetsuya Naito. Roderick Strong versus Kushida. Delirious versus Gedo. There is a mystery opponent for IWGP New Japan Champion AJ Styles. And in the main event, the Briscoes, Mark and Jay Briscoe, take on Shinsuke Nakamura and Kazuchika Okada. The IWGP IC Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. How am I doing?
I'd say you're doing pretty good.
Pretty good. All right. Okay. All right. Why, you think you could pronounce Japanese better?
I've eaten better Japanese. All right.
Well, that's...
Look, I can get this one. Maria Kanellis. Say, I got that.
You got that one.
I got
Perfect.
that.
And night 2 in Philadelphia. This is what I have here. Ring of Honor World Title. Jay Briscoe, who is the champion, takes on Bobby Fish. Tanahashi takes on Roderick Strong. TV champ Jay Lethal goes one-on-one with IWGP Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura, as well as Mark Briscoe and Jushin Thunder Liger in a 4-way survival match. The Addiction takes on Kazuchika Okada. The Addiction, once again, there's Christopher Daniels and Frank Kazarian. They take on Kazuchika Okada and Gedo. Kyle O'Reilly takes on Naito. Michael Elgin takes on Kushida. Watanabe versus Adam Page. Are you excited to see American wrestlers take on Japanese wrestlers? You don't seem to be.
Well, it should provide for an interesting night, couple of nights here of interesting action. I, in particular, would like to see Jushin Thunder Liger. He's always a favorite.
He's always been a favorite of mine, too.
Has been for years. Matter of fact, some may argue the American Cruiserweight system may not be where it is today had it not been for wrestlers such as Jushin Thunder Liger.
Definitely.
Agreed.
I give that guy a lot of credit, too. He's in his mid-50s now, and he's still going. He's even survived brain cancer before, too.
That's real good. That's a blessing right there.
It's a blessing that he's still around. And I hear he's one of the nicest guys you'd want to meet. He doesn't really speak too much English, but he's always willing to sign an autograph or shake a hand, whatever. So I might be looking forward to meeting him if I happen to attend this event. So definitely, I would encourage people to go out there and check it out. And then there's another card coming up in Toronto, which is basically the same thing.
What I always enjoy American wrestlers against Japanese wrestlers, always entertaining to watch.
Right.
All the time.
Oh, definitely. You remember back in the day, the WCW Japan Super Shows?
Yeah. Definitely.
Right. Ric Flair took on Tatsumi Fujinami. That's the gentleman, as a matter of fact, that he inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame going back a couple weeks ago, too. That was very, very controversial, where the New Japan champion at the time defeated the WCW or NWA champion and apparently won the belt, and Flair was all upset.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So that was the event he got inducted at the night before Snoozemania.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Right. Snoozemania 31.
Right, Snoozemania 31.
Exactly. I had some other Ring of Honor news. What did I Who writes all this stuff for me anyway? I don't know. I don't know what's going on
Some
here.
guy that can't work a computer.
Some guy that can't work a computer, apparently. I don't know. The other thing I had for Ring of Honor was that Jay and Mark Briscoe, I don't know where it went, but Jay and Mark Briscoe have signed on an additional 2 years with the company. Will not be going to the WWE, as some might have thought. I don't know where it is. I'm going to have to write somebody up.
You had it over.
I got to issue another corrective.
I'm telling you, this guy here.
Just what I want to do. Fill out more paperwork after the show because my writing staff can't do their job the right way. I have this little piece of information about the Briscoes.
Let's blame it on the Zimmerman guy.
He's messed up. Ah, here we are.
There you go.
People.
Top of the food chain comes to the rescue
Top
again.
of the food chain. There we go. Briscoes, yes, like I said, they have signed for another 2 years with the WWE. I mean, not with the WWE, with Ring of Honor. There we go.
Yeah,
Filling out misinformation.
And you almost read it smoothly.
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah, and I didn't see the Briscoes going anywhere anytime soon, so.
Right. Apparently, it comes down to money, and apparently the WWE couldn't possibly pay them
The amount that they
right.
would want,
exactly
so.
because you figure they are in Ring of Honor and they also wrestle over in Japan, so
Yeah.
they're kind of working for two companies at once.
Yeah, and they're getting paid pretty good, so
Right.
I wouldn't go anywhere either if I were them either.
Yeah. And if they go to the WWE, just like everybody else, they have to wind up at NXT and they have to prove themselves.
Go all the way up to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, men of that caliber, why should they have to do that?
Well, yeah, that's
Right.
true.
I mean, I think probably the best action, believe it or not, ironically enough, is NXT wrestling right now.
Yeah, it is.
But I mean, people like the Briscoes or AJ Styles or Daniels, somebody like that. Why should they have to start out there? Why can't they start out in the main roster? I don't. That's the thing I can't figure out.
Yeah.
And here's a mystery for you. Where did Samoa Joe disappear to?
That is a mystery.
And we'll discuss that right after Jay tries to get the phone call.
Right, definitely.
Notice we said try.
I'll get it. You're live on the Squared Circle.
Hey guys, it's Bill. How are you?
Pretty good, Bill. How you doing?
Good. Jay, I like that. Right on the first try.
Right on the first. I wouldn't hang up on you, brother. You know that.
Yes, he would, Bill. Don't
No,
believe
that's
him.
it. We'll run at the gym together, man, hanging and banging, on the weights. We gotta keep an eye on each other.
That's it. We gotta watch each other's backs. We gotta spot each other.
Yeah, I don't know if you got to spot me for the weight I'm lifting, but yeah. Hey, I caught a little bit of it. I just got back in. I was on the road, but I heard you mention Ring of Honor, and again, I'm not sure what was said, but the last 2 or 3 weeks they've put on some great shows with just looking at the Samoa Joe and Briscoe match, Lethal against Jushin Thunder Liger. Just some really great stuff coming out of there, and just really, 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 really good stuff out of that area. So compliments to them. Did you guys happen to see either one of those matches?
The last thing we saw from Ring of Honor, there was a pay-per-view a few weeks back. We happened to catch, yeah.
Yeah, if you didn't get a chance to go back and watch the Jay Lethal Jushin Thunder Liger match, it was a really, really great match. And the Samoa Joe, I think that was before the pay-per-view. Samoa Joe and Jay Briscoe were just really, really another good match. So,
Is this the card they put on right before WrestleMania? I think they had a card out in the same area.
I think so. I think they did. It's like because they got the big pay-per-view coming up. I think it's like a prequel to that stuff coming out. Excuse me. But I didn't get to see every single match. It was on Ring of Honor TV, and that's the great thing about Ring of Honor is that you can go to the website, pull up the show weekly, and it's like seamless to get in and watch it. And it's a nice, it's a good hour show, and they pack, they don't pack a lot of matches into it, but what they do is they put like 2 or 3 really good are great matches together, and then they have the stuff inside the ring, but they don't prolong it. It's like before you know it, they're talking out there in the ring, and before you know it, they're out there fighting with each other.
So Bill, it's kind of like the WWE Raw product. They don't put on a lot of wrestling either.
Yeah. Well, the Ring of Honor puts out the Ring of Honor puts out more wrestling than they put out more less talk. So, but hey, I'll just let you know. Talk about Ring of Honor, but I went to the NEW show this weekend on Saturday night, and I don't know if you guys heard anything about it, but they absolutely, positively tore the house down.
Did they?
Yeah, Mikey Webb and Dijak was insane. Literally, Mikey Webb was thrown over the top of me while I was sitting in my chair, and they knocked over from row 1 to row 5. They destroyed the whole area, and they had the people from the NEW, the staff did a great job. They came back out, organized all the chairs, picked up any fans that were laying on the ground, but they were going crazy. That match, it might have been the match of the night, except you had Matt Taven, who, I'll be honest with you, when I first saw him, I wasn't impressed, but over the last 6 months to a year, he is just a phenomenal talent. He fought, he's part of the Kingdom down in Ring of Honor. Nice segue there, and he fought Mark, I think it's Sherman, and I'll tell you what, again, another great match. Taven did a dive out of the ring, hit Sherman into the crowd, and literally, again, they were picking up fans and wrestlers. There were arms and legs all over the place. So just a tremendous match. They had the Battle Brothers were there against Dan the Man and Bobby. I think it was Bobby Ocean. You had one of my new favorites is Dalton Castle, the Party Peacock. If you have not seen him, I think I equated him with the Macho Man Randy Savage and an oldie but goodie Buck, rock and roll Buck Zumhoff. So if you don't know who those guys are, I know we know who Savage is, but the NEW folks put on a great show. So, and if you didn't get a chance or you don't get a chance, take a look at them. I know we're all waiting for the PWA show. It looks like they're bringing something up in June 20th, is what I saw.
Something like that. I have to get more information about that.
Yeah, it looks like from what I saw posted today, June 20th at the Bristol Boys and Girls Club.
Right, the new one, not the old one, the new one, I guess.
Yeah. So as soon as I'm able to get online, I think I'm going to grab my tickets for that. But I'll tell you, a lot of great stuff coming out of Connecticut. A lot of hot shows. I think the summertime is going to be really great with a lot of these guys going from PWA, who are most of our hearts are with, and NEW. They're just doing some great stuff out there. So I think Connecticut's going to be a hotbed for wrestling this summer.
Definitely.
I got something here from some of a professional wrestling returns to the Cardinal Sheehan Center. It's 1494 Main Street, Bridgeport. I don't know, ECPW. That's the name of the organization. And they got as the main event, Superfly Jimmy Snuka against Andrew Anderson. They got cage match, Justin Credible versus Tony Myers versus the Punisher. Jay Ice Picarillo versus the Corrector in a street fight. Got Iron Eagle there, Junior Flow, Dan DeMan, a lot of independent talent. So I might keep that in mind.
And what'd you say that was again?
That is Saturday, May 16th.
I think I might go to that too.
Yep. Bell time is 7:30 at ECPW, Cardinal Sheehan Center.
Like I said, a lot of. I'm telling you, I think Connecticut's got a lot of great stuff going on wrestling-wise. It's almost like you're going to have to start to make some hard decisions on what you want to go see.
I know.
Of course, if you're not married, then you can do whatever you want.
That's it. That's basically. Well, I'm not married, so guess what?
Neither am I.
We do whatever we want.
That's it.
That's it. You guys are a dangerous crew out there, so listen, didn't get a chance to call last week, but I made a big effort to get in and call you. I know you guys got a lot of stuff to go on, but it's always great to call in, and hopefully I'll see you guys next week.
Not a problem.
Well, thank
Definitely.
you.
Looking forward to it, Bill.
Looking forward to it.
Hey, Roberto, keep those guys in check.
Oh, I will. Don't worry.
Oh, he's
All right,
doing a
guys.
great job here. We may have to bring him in on a more permanent basis here.
Yeah, he's wearing a Sox hat, though. He's got to put on a New York Yankees hat.
Yeah, I know. I just wear the hat to match with what I'm wearing. I don't really like the Sox either, so I'm right there with you. I like the Yankees.
He likes to have a matching baseball cap with his matching shirt, and the shirt
That's what
same
you
color.
need. You need squared circle baseball cap and T-shirt now.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice if I actually had one. I would wear it.
I got to speak to
Definitely.
merchandising about that. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk to merchandising. All right, guys. Have
All
a
right.
great night.
Thank you.
Bill, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much. The incomparable Bill from North Haven,
The one and only super fan.
the one and only super fan. So we got that coming up. Before we finish off with WWE news, this also came to my desk here at the Squared Circle. This is something about Legends of Wrestling, an event at Citi Field Sunday, June 7th at 3 p.m. And by the looks of this here, they are going. Citi Field, of course, is where the Mets play. They're going to have the Legends of Wrestling event. Bill Goldberg, Ric Flair, more than 10 wrestling icons will be on hand to sign autographs. Also, Bret the Hitman Hart will be there. You can snap pictures with different wrestlers and various VIP sessions. Additional tip prices are required for that. And they are also going to put on a little indie card as well at Citi Field on June 7th. So
I might have to get up on all these shows because I'm already on the move on everything that I'm doing. So I think I'm
this
gonna have to
this
catch
sort of
up.
seems like a combination of an indie show and an autograph signing, like the big event,
Yeah.
or like
Oh,
coming
definitely.
up Joe Bruin's big event June 15th, I believe, where the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, and they have the Fan Fest earlier that day.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to catch up on all this because
I
there's
know.
a lot of great names on that list that I need to meet. I haven't met yet, so
We got cordially invited to the next big event too,
Mm.
Queens.
that's nice.
Myself and John and Dangerous Dan here and our entire crew.
You notice how he just brushes me aside? Dangerous Dan. You notice that brush? What
come
is that?
on. I can't just use this. Is just a hand motion.
What is
really?
that, bro? Dangerous Dan. Just shoving me aside now.
You want me to really slap you?
I'm
I'll
telling
slap
you,
you, buddy.
Jeez.
But I tell
don't need any
you,
of that.
so I'm gonna find out a little more about this Legends of Wrestling at Citi Field, and a little more about this ECW things that are just brought to my attention here. You know, if anybody else has anything that they would like to bring to my attention, they could go on the Facebook group page at the Squared Circle, or the like page on Squared Circle, or call us up here at the studio at 203-907-0436. We'll definitely look into it if we don't know anything about it already. Definitely. All right. That being said, what's going on here? My pen just dropped. Can you believe this?
As long as you don't fall off the stage, bro.
I'm not going to fall off the stage. That's all we need. That's all we need is for me to fall
Call in
off.
if you'd pay to see that happen.
I know, really. We got to get to WWE news. Covering Raw last night. Anybody happen to watch Raw?
I have. I definitely watched it.
Were you able to stay awake during Raw?
I started falling asleep, so I started channel surfing back and forth between that and Scorpion.
Okay. Scorpion. Don't know much about Scorpion.
Yeah, neither do I.
Sting.
Oh my God!
Well, if you
Anyway.
were talking about Scorpion from a video game, then probably I'll tell you yeah, but other than that, no.
Well, we had a night of RKOs last night. Randy
Yes.
Orton was just on a tirade last night, RKOing as many people as he possibly could. You know, the New Day got it.
Who else got it too? The New Day definitely got it.
The New Day got it.
Who else got it?
I'm losing track.
There were a couple of them that got it.
A few people got RKO'd last night.
And then
Because you know what it is Randy Orton is not allowed to use his RKO maneuver coming up at Extreme Rules on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday. Yeah, I'm definitely.
So he had to
watching
get it
that.
out of his system.
Definitely watching that for $9.99 on the network.
But here's the thing: Randy Orton's not allowed to use his RKO. Now, I have to admit, I read this somewhere that Seth Rollins' move has been banned. His curb stomp. Any rumors?
Seth Rollins changed his maneuver. He's got a DDT-like finisher. He's replaced the curb stomp with that.
Yeah.
I unfortunately was away from the set when he used it against Dolph Ziggler last night.
I didn't get to see that part. I was busy doing something else.
Right. I was busy doing something else myself. I mean, my bad on that. But
Yeah.
so, like I said,
Hollywood was sleeping. We know it.
I
Yeah,
was
but
not sleeping.
But I did enjoy the ending. The ending was a promise, and it actually got delivered.
Right. He promised to RKO Seth Rollins
At the end,
once
and he
before Extreme Rules, and sure enough, he did.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. So, Extreme Rules, I have the card right here. Before I get started, though, Daniel Bryan. What's up with Daniel Bryan? It's questionable he'll even be at Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what happened to Daniel
I'm
Bryan?
not sure on that. I'm hoping that we'll see him back because I have not seen him for quite a while.
He was off the telecast last night.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Yeah, the show was good, but I kind of didn't like the ending to the tag team match. It was pretty silly. The tag team match was kind of silly, like, you know, basically getting dropped by the legs to lose by count out. I think they should have did a better job with that, though.
Right. But you got to blame something. They hired all those writers from the soap operas that aren't on the air anymore, and they tried to give them work, and, you know, they don't write wrestling.
They definitely don't. They need to replace those guys with guys that actually know about the business
Yeah.
and do it that way, but they haven't done that yet.
Well, let me ask you your thoughts on the match that was announced for coming up on SmackDown. Rusev against
Rusev against Ryback.
Feed Me More. Yeah, Ryback.
Yeah, okay. We know that's they had a little bit of a rivalry there too, so it's not like it's not like they met for, it's not like they're meeting for the first time.
Well, it's a little bit of a rivalry. I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
My thoughts on that, it's the ending of that is fairly predictable.
Yeah,
As I see
it is.
Rusev going over because he has to be strong for the or appear strong for his match with Cena.
For the
rematch.
Russian, what do you call it? The Russian, some like chain on a pole match.
Yeah,
like
the Russian chain
Right.
match against John
Yeah.
Cena.
The U.S.
Yeah.
title will be defended by John Cena as he takes on Rusev in a Russian chain match.
And if I hear John Cena say that the next match is the biggest match of his career one more time, you know, John Cena's got to go.
Yeah.
As far as he's concerned, every match is the best. He even said that on the Chris Jericho podcast. His favorite match is the next match he's going to have.
Yeah, he says that all the time. He does it, to do what he does. His job is basically to sell merchandise and to be the top guy of the company like he is right now. So.
He's still the top guy, even though he's the U.S. champion now.
Yep.
Being the U.S. or Intercontinental, it's kind of usually means it's a
You're
step down.
Yeah, you're supposed to be basically second. The tag teams are supposed to basically be second, but the tag teams are not as good as they used to be.
Right. They're not as pushed as hard.
Yeah, and they should be, but
Well,
they're not because I always thought, Triple H was a guy that liked the tag teams the way he did.
Instead of Cena and Daniel Bryan taking steps down, the Intercontinental and U.S. titles have taken steps up.
Up, yeah.
Yeah,
So they're basically bringing prestige back to the championships.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that was kind of their decision on doing that. It's their kind of way of keeping them in the spotlight without having them have the belt still, giving somebody else the opportunity to have it.
Yeah, and they also gave Daniel Bryan a big opportunity too because he's won every title there is to win.
And now he's won the Intercontinental.
Yeah.
So now he's done it all.
Yep, that is
Right.
correct.
So we don't know about the Intercontinental title match between Daniel Bryan and Bad News Barrett, if Daniel Bryan's going to be able to make it there or not. So,
You know what match I'd like to see at Extreme Rules? Banana on a pole match. Hollywood versus Saru.
I'll take that banana.
I'd like to see
turn
that
banana
match.
sideways. I'll shove it straight. Never mind.
Yeah, but the other
Do you see Cena coming out clean or Bryan coming out clean if he shows up?
well,
Win.
yeah, Cena I think will win because Rusev's already had a whole run, so Rusev won't be getting the championship for quite a while.
Right, Rusev, as I predicted
Daniel
before.
Bryan just won the championship too, so I'll hold on for it
So
for a
hold
little
on to
while.
that, too. I'm gonna go.
Right.
I'm gonna go straight on with you. Dead on with you. You guys are right.
I don't know about the tag team match. I'm not really sure.
The tag titles are going to be on the pre-show to
Yep.
Extreme Rules.
Which I think is a big mistake and
Yeah.
discredit the titles.
It is.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the meaning to the tag team
Right.
championship.
Yeah.
New Day takes on Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. And then the event, I think Tyson Kidd and Cesaro are going to
Win.
retain. Even
Yeah.
though,
Yeah, and anyways, then what combination of the New Day will we see anyways? Because they're always switching back and forward.
that's true too.
So basically, they use the Freebird rule.
right.
Yeah.
The old Freebird rule.
We already seen the rule last night when Xavier Woods got involved in the match at the end.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm. Also, we have the Divas title. Nikki Bella goes one-on-one with Naomi and her new attitude.
dude, yeah, I kind of did the attitude.
Are we seeing a double turn here, maybe? You think the Bellas might turn good?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking too. Naomi,
Go heel.
I know, you know, moaning and complaining and whining that she doesn't get enough respect.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
now there's always been certain aspects of the Bellas that have always been good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be that as it may, I don't know where I'd go with this one. I think Nikki Bella will retain this time. I don't see
Yeah.
the end of the feud though.
Not yet. Not yet.
Right.
But Naomi will capture the title eventually.
Eventually.
I do see that happening.
Right.
It's been a long time, and it's been waiting for
What do you
quite a
think,
long
Dan?
time to see it.
Nikki Bella keeps it or
Nikki Bella probably keeps it.
probably keeps it? Last man standing, we have Roman Reigns going one-on-one with the Big Show. I hope Reigns wins. Because
My money's on Roman.
Yeah, they'll put Roman Reigns over in this.
They'll put on, yeah, because it's the Big Show. I think it's about time for the Big Show to be over.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
The Big Show should finally retire. That's been my question for like about a year now.
Right, and
He's
usually
already in what, his 40s now?
And usually the WWE's tendency is whenever they build one athlete or competitor up on TV and the odds seem insurmountable for his opponent, opponent usually picks up the victory.
Yeah.
Right. Kiss me arse.
No, thank you.
No, you better not. Dolph Ziggler goes one-on-one with Sheamus. Sheamus looks really stupid in his new
Yeah,
heel
I don't
mode
like,
gimmick.
I mean, I don't like the whole thing, but like the mohawk, I kind of dig a little bit because I didn't see that one coming. But the beard can be a little bit, you know.
With the mohawk thing that Sheamus now has, he kind of reminds me of a larger version of Terry Taylor, the Red Rooster.
Yeah, he does.
And yes, I'm Irish, folks, so I can say that.
The Irish Rooster, Sheamus.
Yeah.
Sheamus is going to go over. I don't know why.
Because he just basically came back, so they're not gonna make him lose right away. But touching on winning and losing streaks, I don't see why they would bring how they brought Adrian Neville in and they called him Neville instead of calling him Adrian Neville like they did from the very beginning.
The man that gravity forgot. I like it.
Yeah, and you know, but the crazy part is like they have him win his first match, and then his second match is against Seth Rollins, knowing that Seth Rollins is the champion. Why put Neville in that match and then make him lose right away? I don't understand, but
Do you see him getting lost in the shuffle, Roberto?
not really. I'm a big fan of Neville. I've always been a fan of his, so I see big things happening with Adrian Neville.
Yeah, he'll go on to big things in the future.
Wasn't he a singer?
That was Aaron Neville.
Oh, that was Aaron Neville.
Aaron
Okay.
Neville. Close. Chicago street fight. Dean Ambrose goes
Versus
one-on-one with Luke Harper.
My money's on the Lunatic Friends. Dean Ambrose.
It's tough to call. I'll go with Ambrose.
I say Ambrose because you already know the crazy things that he does, especially
Right.
when they're under rules like that. So
Yeah, I got to go with Ambrose. He's Luke Harper's just another one of these big setup guys that they give you a buddy in the ring to work against.
That's about it. He's not going to go too far. I mean, he had the Intercontinental belt once, and that's probably going to be it for him. And finally, before we wrap things up here, for the WWE title, Seth Rollins, the new champion, goes one-on-one with Randy Orton. I'm going to go with Rollins, though.
yeah, I hate to say it too. I'm a fan of both guys, but Rollins is gonna keep the title for quite a while, and then probably, I'm thinking that Randy will probably get it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I can agree with you guys. I would like Randy Orton to get it. However, it's too soon for another title change
Right.
switch after Snoozemania 31.
Right.
So Seth Rollins will retain.
Seth
Yeah.
Rollins retains. I think we're, unanimous throughout the whole board there with Extreme Rules. Definitely. But with less than 3 minutes left, we have quick time for if anybody has any kind of anything they want to get off their chest, blowing off steam.
I think my blown off steam would basically be for WWE to bring in better talent and guys that people want to see and do, and have their product the way it needs to be, and improve your tag teams, please. That would be mine.
That would be yours. Again, America's Steam, 92 Quinnipiac Street, Wallingford, Connecticut, 06492.
I think I'll
Best
have
place
to.
for steamed cheeseburgers.
Yeah,
That's all
I
there.
might have to check that place out because I'm a big fan of cheeseburgers. So
If you like steamed food, it's the best.
definitely.
Dan, you got anything?
Well, I agree their tag team division does need to improve. Like I said earlier, I'd like to see them do an all woman's Raw, since it is their mothership, their product. I'd like to see them step up and do what TNA is doing. I also encourage folks out there who are watching and want to see more of this guy here. Lord knows why. But visit us on Facebook at the Squared Circle, as well as Good News Now.
Good News Now, our other little show we do there out in TV land, ETV. Monthly. Catch it. It's great. We put a positive spin on life.
Indeed we do.
Indeed we do, buddy. Definitely. It's been your pleasure, as always. Definitely, Roberto.
Thank you for having
It's
me.
been our pleasure. Definitely. I'm Hollywood J. Williams. I don't really have anything. I'm just going to go with these guys here. Let's just go above the board here. We need more divas. We need more knockouts. Let's do it. We may have a female president. Who knows?
Oh, we never know. It could
Never
happen.
know. Anything could happen. But for now, I'm Hollywood J. Williams. Good night and good luck, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
God bless.
See ya.